Hello, parents. This is Coach John here from Learning Out of the Box, and thank you so much for being here. And I know that some of you have just attended our previous session, and I really appreciate. And I didn't realize that my head is chopped off. Okay. So today we are going to talk about scheduling of our kids' schedule with our kids. Yeah, and again, I think this is something that's I need to give credit to my wife for doing that. Thanks, honey. Yeah, because she's the one who got my two girls to come up with the schedule for the whole week. Okay, so before we do anything, be it getting things done, doing a project or discussion of work, we need to set the intention. Yeah. And before I rattle on nonstop, which will take about 10 minutes. Yeah, don't want to make it too long because it's just scheduling. And I think what works well is after you have applied what I have shared, and then you show me your schedule. Okay. So do post in the Facebook page comments how old is your kid or which primary level, so that I know who I am talking to. All right. Okay, so first of all, everyone knows what's the schedule. But again, the purpose of different schedules is different. Yeah. So for example, back to kids' schedule is to have something that is structured and planned for our children to follow. Yeah. So what it means is, if your child ever asks you, "Mommy, what do I need to do now?" or you want to know what is your child doing now, and you saw her not doing anything, both of you can have a common source to look at, which is the schedule. Yeah. Okay, so how it has changed my life is that, yes, you can really see my joy. Yeah. How it has changed my life is that whenever I ask my child, what is your plan, say at 3 o'clock, she will go to a schedule and then she'll tell me. Versus in the past, she'll just shrug her shoulder like that. And then whenever I see this, you can feel anger boiling inside me. Yeah. So again, it's whose fault? Yeah, it's no one's fault because nothing is planned. So imagine you're working and you have discussion with your team or an appointment with your clients. Everything is scheduled for. Yeah. And there is always a prior discussion to what will be discussed and what will be done and for how long and when will it start and when will it end. Same thing for a kid's schedule. You want to have these 4 things: when will it start, when will it end, as well as what will be done. Yeah. And do not just write math, science, English, mother tongue. Yeah. Do write down what exactly is being done for math, what exactly is being done for science, what exactly is being done for English. So for example, let's say, okay, my girl come home very late. 2+, yeah, probably not late compared to yours, because I know some parents told me that your children come back home around 4+. Yeah, because of different childcare arrangements, or maybe got remedial or something else. Yeah. So for example, your child comes home at 3 o'clock. Okay. Do schedule in a time for lunch. Yeah. Do schedule in a time, like a downtime. That means your child is like any other human being, needs to laze around, needs to slack off, needs to recharge. Yeah, because can you imagine, let's say I make you out of an example. Okay, because we work, right? Let's say we come back home at 7, we'll just noa at the sofa. Noa means relax on the sofa, and then just change the channels, and then maybe have some casual conversation with our children, and that will take about half an hour. Yeah, so you want to have a structured downtime. Yeah, so for example, 3 o'clock, your child is home, 3 to 3:30 will be like a downtime. Then maybe your child will then be reminded for the 4th time to go and bathe. Okay, this is what happened to my kids. Go and bathe, go and bathe, go and bathe. Okay, so that will like spark off conflict, right? Yeah. So after that, lunchtime, yeah, late lunch between 3:30 to 4:15, yeah, which I think is almost like going to have dinner soon for some people. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, for some of you maybe like maybe lighter version of a lunch because it's going to be so near to dinner time. Okay, so let's say 4:15 is when the lunchtime ends off. Then give a buffer for like another like a time to slack off, right? Okay, time to slack off. Yeah. Okay. Am I disconnected? I'm not. Okay. Parents, give me a thumbs up or yes if you can still see me. Yeah. Otherwise, I need to restart the Facebook Live. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So where am I? Yeah. So maybe 4:30. Then you start. Yeah. So normally I like to give like a 1-hour block, for any form of revision or homework. Yeah, again, for some children who are more active because they need to move around, and that is not equivalent to mischievous. Yeah, they need to move around. Yeah, like like some people need to walk around and talk. Some people need to fidget. Some people need to even like just move. Yeah, to stay attentive. Yeah. So likewise for kids. Put me if your child is like that, he or she needs to move around a lot. Yeah. Okay. So if your child is very active, probably blocks of half an hour. If not, for some children, they can sit still and focus for 1 hour. So that is really dependent on your child's character. Yeah. Half an hour block or 1 hour block. Okay, so for example, for my kid, I will sneak in some form of like maths revision for her. Yeah, because I'm like her personal maths coach at home. Yeah. So what I will do is I will cover one exam paper, just 10 questions, as well as 2 long questions, and that's it. Yeah. Sometimes being a parent, I'm a bit greedy and I tried to squeeze in more, and I regretted my decision because my child will frown at me. Yeah. Put yes if you have ever done that, like your child is doing so fast and then you just squeeze in more, then you promise her that this is the last question, but actually there are like 5 more last questions. Yeah. That's me. Yeah. So I always must remind myself not to do that. Okay. Other than that, say 4:30 to 5:30 is the end of the maths revision. Then generally I would like my child to have a 10 minutes of rest time, meaning that she can go and read her book, she can walk around the house, she can go and get some snack. Yeah, she can do whatever she wants. Okay. Yeah, but knowing my elders, she's someone who wants to get her work done fast. Yeah, so normally she doesn't get break. But then again, it's not a good call because she gets agitated, and then as a father, I have to wear my counseling hats, and then I have to pacify her, I have to talk to her. Yeah, I'm those kind of parents who will not scold. I will talk sense into you, and then I will use humor, I will use logic, then I will use different learning lessons to get my point across. Yeah, so this is how I teach my children as well, as in my students as well. I prefer to motivate using lessons. Yeah. Okay, so let's say 5:30 to 6:30 is like homework time. Be very specific what kind of homework. Yeah, because a lot of times you want to take notes that if you structure only 5:30 to 6:30 as homework. Okay, what's going to happen is that if you don't segment them into per subject, and assuming that that day there's an English essay to be written, there's a Chinese composition to be written, there's a spelling test tomorrow, and can you imagine trying to get these 3 things done within 1 hour? Some children will panic. I mean, if not all will panic, even adult will panic. Like, how are you going to finish all these 3 within such a short time? Yeah, and again, let's look at these three things. Spelling is somehow predictable, yes, because we study today because they're spelling tomorrow, and I'm sure that this is informed way in advance. Yeah, so you want to have another segment for spelling revision, which is probably like half an hour after dinner time, which is like 7 to 8 for some people. Like for myself, my dinner is from 7 to 8. It's pretty long because we normally have very long conversation with my children, as much as we can, asking about how's their school, talking about anything under the sun. Yeah, but again, I know in some families, their dinner time is very short, eat and go. Yeah, so it depends on you as well. Yeah, so after the dinner, maybe another 10 minutes to slack off. Yeah, and even though slacking may seem to be a taboo word for some of us, but you want to put in all these slacking off moments or time period so that they do not eat into the time required for your child to finish any kind of assignment. Yeah. For example, let's say if you don't put in, right, for example, 8 to 8:30 is, say, spelling revision, but because there's a need for your child to rest and to slack off, and it's important. I slack off as well. I'll just stone and daze and look into the ceiling and ask myself about the meaning of my life. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. So if you don't give your child the time to rest, maybe instead of starting at 8 o'clock, she may start at 8:10 or 8:15, leaving her only 15 minutes to revise instead of half an hour. Yeah. And somehow, if their spelling is a tough one, or your child hasn't revised them for a long time, somehow that will cause anxiety, that will cause agony, that will cause frustration, not just in you, but also, not just in your child, but also in you as well. If you are someone who is like an empath like me, you can sense your children's emotion even before you see them. Put yes if you understand what I'm saying. Like, empaths are people who can sense other people's feelings. Like, for example, you can sense that there's a fight in the room, even though there's no one in the room, but a fight did happen, and when you step into the room, you can sense it. Yeah. So I think this one will lead down to like different kind of conversation, because different parents have different character, different traits, different priorities. Yeah. So you need to work something out with your kids. Okay. Again, parents, if you have any question, please post in the comment box so that I can know what you want to hear from me, rather than me rattling on non-stop. Okay, based on my example. Okay. Yeah. So assuming that you have planned this for the day, my kids sleep quite late, 9:30. Yeah, when I told this to my kids, sorry, to my friends, they were like, why so late? Well, there's something called schoolwork that they have to do, yeah, on top of the other work that Papa assigned, okay, and tuition work as well. Yeah, so that's the reason why. Yeah, normally I will have this time called preparing for bed. Yeah, so it's like half an hour that they can pack their bags, they can prepare their school uniforms, and then they can actually brush their teeth, and then okay, since my children were born, and it's the same for all my 3 girls, we always have this pocket of time before they sleep that we will talk to them. Yeah, anything other than schoolwork. It's our way of connecting with my children, with our children. Yeah, so if you do that as well, just like the post, like this post, so that I know that you are someone like me. People tend to say that my battery is always it never runs dry, because they can always see me as a very hands-on dad, being there for my girls all the time, from start of the day to the end of the day. Yeah, so that's me. Yeah. Okay, so you repeat the same thing for the weekdays. Example, if your child has some form of tuition, that one will be like fixed. And remember to have like a rest time before tuition and rest time after tuition. You do not want your child to go into another revision after a 2 hours tuition. Yeah, so it is something that you have to take notes as well. Okay, and okay, let me talk about the weekend scheduling at the later part. Yeah, okay. So one thing that you want to take note for scheduling is that you have to be prepared to tweak and twist depending on your child's experience or your experience observing how your child respond to this planning. Yeah. Again, why do I say that is because we did a few modification along the way to make it more breathable, yeah, for my kids and myself. Yeah, and sometimes, and tell yourself that it's okay that they may miss some parts of it because probably of fatigue, probably because of tiredness, probably because there's just simply too much homework to be done, and be okay to replace some of the revision time with homework time. Yeah, put a time, if you understand what I'm saying. Type in time so that I know you know what I'm saying. So for example, let's say now is 9 o'clock. Okay, so by right, 9 to 9:30 is maths time with Papa. Yeah, but because today school teacher needs the children to finish a composition. Yeah, so your child needs the time to finish it up. Yeah, so you want to just replace that, yeah, and change it to homework time for your child. Yeah, because your child needs to finish it. If not, she can't submit the homework tomorrow. Yeah, but again, how you do it should be intentional, in the sense that you got to discuss with your kid, saying that, hey, now I have to take away this time for your homework. What will be the replacement? Yeah, because again, I'm certain that when you plan all this, you also have a well-balanced schedule, that there's enough time for maths, there's enough time for English, there's enough time for mother tongue, there's enough time for science. Yeah. Okay, so what about for weekends? Generally, weekends, I know that for most Singapore kids, they have tuition too, they have enrichment, they have to go to their relative's house. You want to have time for your child to rest as well. Yeah, I mean, some children, they want to wake up late, like my children. Yeah, so I'm okay with that. And at the same time, do make sure that you have time to bond with your kids, and that is very important. For example, every week there will be 3 time slots that will include 3 dates. One with my youngest, she's 5 years old. One for my middle child, she's P4, and also The last one is dates with my elders. Yeah, and dating doesn't mean that you need to go out. Yeah, it could be doing something that your child likes. So, for example, like my children like to play board games. Yeah, so the dating can happen at home as well. Yeah, so why do I strongly recommend this is because if you want your child to listen to you, to be able to agree with you, like to getting things done, a lot of times it's not because you're the parents, the other children. Yeah, even though last time when I was younger, my dad always tell me that, hey, you must do this because I say so. Yeah. But again, nowadays I think parenting style has changed. Yeah. So I want my children to do the task that I give them willingly. Yeah. Okay. So and a lot of things it happens because I make the effort to connect with them one-on-one, once a week, get to know them, get to talk about non-school stuff, get to talk about things that interest them, like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, YouTubers, influencers who I know nothing about. But when you connect with them at this level, then you find that it's actually more manageable and also meaningful when you teach them. Yeah, and again, this advice especially for parents who teach their children at home or support them in whatever ways that you can. And especially if you do cook, right? I mean, cook if you cook. Yeah, I can't say like me because I don't cook. I can only cook scrambled egg and rice. Yeah, but it's quite hard because I can't catch the timing. Yeah, okay. So if you do cook, prepare your child's favorite dish. Yeah, that'll be an awesome way to connect with your kids. Yeah, even if you don't cook, for me, I love to snack. I will prepare my kids' favorite snack, like biscuit, Milo, all those sinful stuff that they can't eat. But I will allow them to eat. Yeah. So again, I think that's about it. Any more questions for me before I end off because it's very, very late? Yeah. Jocelyn, thanks so much for being here. You're always so amazing. And you're always so enthusiastic and always participating. I really appreciate that, Jocelyn. Say hi if you can hear me, yeah? That one is a praise for you. I really appreciate that. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any question? Okay, before you go off and before I wrap up, can you type in one thing that you learned from this session? Or what would you want to do after this? Vijaya, you're welcome. It's good to see you again. Help me say hi to your kid. Yeah. And again, parents who are very new to scheduling, I really, Jaslyn, that one I can suggest some ways lah, okay? Because it sounds like my middle child. Yeah. Okay. So okay, scheduling is something that is very important because it can really prevent our children from driving us insane. Yeah, if you know what I mean. And the reason is because you have something that's structured to follow, something that is being agreed upon. Yeah, yeah. So somehow there's already some form of discussion done. So even though there may not be 100% alignment, but there's some form of alignment. Yeah. So scheduling actually is something that both parties, yeah, mom/dad and child have planned together and discussed. Yeah, you know when will trouble happen? Trouble will happen when you plan something for your kid and your kid doesn't have a say to it. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Evelyn. Okay, let me take questions from Justin first. Justin is asking or telling me that because the kid actually does homework very slow lah. Okay, actually my middle child also does that. Okay, the long way to fix this is you have to really connect with your kids. Okay, I will tell you what I did, and then you see what you can take away. I spent 8 months connecting with my middle child, doing things that she like. Yeah. She used to say that she hates math. When I ask her to do homework, she will say that her hands are tired. She'll say her hands are tired. Can you imagine my response when I heard this from her? Girl, now let's do maths. Papa, my hands are tired. So? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then okay, what I do is on a serious note, what I do is I break down her work into smaller sizes and give her a bit more time to finish the task that I think that she can finish. For example, let's say 1 page, normally she can finish within 10 minutes or 20 minutes. I'll give her an hour, and after it's done, it's done. Yeah. So you want to narrow down the task into smaller bite size, but you increase the time frame. There's also a method called carrots and stick. Throw in a carrot, snack after that. That works for my kid. Yeah. So Jaslyn, you're correct. Yes, I'm angry inside, but then I try not to smile, but you know that I'm filming. Okay. Justin, just drop me a PM or drop in the comments in the Facebook group. Yeah, if you need more suggestions. Okay, Evelyn, my kid doesn't follow the timetable. What can I do even if I plan this with them? Could you throw in a carrot as well? Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how it looks like. Probably your timetable could be work. I mean, I'm okay. Again, I may be wrong. It's just an assumption. Would you want to throw in work, snack, then work, dinner, then work, play? Yeah. Then probably you can, instead of asking your child on and telling him, hey, if you finish this for 5 days straight, we'll go out to do what you like. Yeah. But example, if 5 days is a bit too long for your child to commit, maybe 1 day. Yeah, maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days. If you can finish this, and then let's go for ice cream. If you can finish this by 9 o'clock, we still have time from 9 to 9:30 to go for snack or supper. Example, okay, example. Yeah. Not sure if this is okay for Evelyn. Okay, Bijaya, how to get kid to do things on their own? Bijaya, how is your kid? And maybe you can put in the comments. How is your kid? Okay, while I'm waiting for the response from Bijaya, again, if you look at it, kids are motivated to do things that they like. Put in a yes if you agree. In fact, all our children are self-motivated only for things that they enjoy. Okay. So Bijaya, probably you can look at what your child likes likes to do. Yeah, and then okay, I think the discussion here is not just for maths. I think it can also be for subject that he likes. What subject does he like, as well as was there an instance that your child actually is able to finish the work by himself because it is his favorite subject? Yeah, so iPad time. Okay, for myself, maybe I'm a bit more extreme. My child doesn't get iPad access on weekdays, as in not individual iPad time, but we do watch shows together. Yeah, but again, that one is really up to individual family. Could you have some form of discussion, like if you are able to finish this work by this time, you get 10 minutes more. Yeah. So yeah. Vijaya saying we already tried few schedules and not following. We printed them out, pasted and not following. Okay, I think would you want to just try to have a schedule for one day, and a day when you are around at home? And my guess is probably that's weekend. Yeah, and then you can actually work with your child throughout the whole day for that one day schedule. Yeah, and then you can actually do multiple check-ins at regular intervals. So for example, let's say 9 to 10, 10 to 11, yeah. But before that, you also want to have a discussion before the weekend, say on a Friday, and plan it together. And maybe what I can suggest is just have 2 tasks completed. Yeah, because for example, would you say that this task is completed if, let's say, that whole day has 1 task, which is to do 2 math questions, which is a very small task, is easily manageable, and probably you need 10 minutes to finish it. Yeah, and assuming that that is your only task for that day, would you say that we are able to check off the task and mark that schedule completion as a success? Put a yes if you agree. Yeah. Sometimes I feel that again, I may be wrong because I cannot speak on behalf of everyone. I can only share what I have experienced. Sometimes my children don't follow that day schedule because they overplan. Yeah, so while the time is only allocated is enough for 2 tasks, they plan 4 tasks. Yeah, so if they have planned 2 tasks and they are able to finish the 2 tasks, it will be marked a success. But because they overplan and there's no way that they can finish 4 tasks within a period of time that is only given for 2 tasks, they see as a failure. Yeah, so I think it goes back to your planning, and maybe instead of 4 tasks, cut down to 2, half it. Then let it sustain over, say, a few weeks, making sure that both parties, parents and child, are comfortable. Then you increase by 1 task. Yeah. I hope that helps, Vijaya. I hope that helps. Oh, I didn't know that scheduling is such a popular topic. We have 11 parents. Yeah, I thought that I will be able to finish it within like 10 minutes, but it's really 34 minutes. Okay, I'll just give you a bit more time. Yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me now. In the meantime, while I drink my data lake. Yeah. Again, if you look at it as an adult level, by doing this, by planning the schedule with our kids, it also requires schedule on our part to do it. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, for example, let's say I want to schedule with my kids, right? I have to look at my own schedule and look at which is the time slot that is available. What time will it start? What time will it end? When is a good time that my two kids are free and not moody? Type in moody if you know what I mean. You know, like sometimes our children can have mood swings. Yeah, I got 3 girls and you know what I'm going through. Yeah, so what time they are more relaxed, okay? And then what are the tasks that you are going to do with your kids? Come out with tasks that your children think that they need to do. Write out tasks that you think that they have to do. Then you come to a compromise. Yeah. Then while planning with your child, yeah, you also want to make sure that they don't overplan, you don't overplan, and the combined schedule is not too much for them. Yeah. You can also set an end goal. Okay, sorry, just back to that. For example, if there are only 2 hours that day, you don't want to add in 2 essays, 1 exam paper, then plus spelling test and plus a science topic revision. That's too much. Yeah, I mean, I know because I also teach my children and I'm very aware of what's happening. Again, I try my best. Yeah. So you may want to make sure that it's not overpacked with different kind of activities and tasks. And for example, if a child that day has CCA, very tired, or has a long day, you don't want to have a heavy task placed right after lunch. Yeah, you want to have something that is like more manageable. Yeah, so I think back to parents who have shared that it didn't work out for you. Could you do me a favor and go and see your task? Look at the difficulty level and also look at have a sense of the energy level of your kid. Yeah. So if your child is feeling like recharged after a good rest, put in something that requires more focus. If your child is feeling very lethargic, very tired, put in something that is manageable. Yeah, I think that's something that probably there'll be the key takeaway for you, because many people will just tell you, hey, just go and plan your timetable lah. Just go and plan like that. Today do maths and science can already. But I think being a hands-on parents like us, because we are very in tune with our children's emotion, you want to make sure that nothing too heavy when his energy is low, or something that is tough. Yeah, just before a carrot. Like for example, right now on every Saturday, there's Harry Potter at 6 o'clock, and my child is a big fan. Yeah, so I purposely put in something that is like tougher. So it gets her to be extra motivated to do and to finish it so that she can watch Harry Potter in peace. Yeah. Okay, so that's something that I think will be a very important point. Yeah, what kind of difficulty level you are assigning to your kids? Okay. What else? Yeah. What else can I share? Hey, parents, anything? Ask me. What? 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Yeah. Also, what is the end goal you want per day, and how do you celebrate the end goal being achieved, as well as how do you celebrate efforts being put in. Many of us, again, that's how I'm brought up. I'm being taught to celebrate good, only when we see good results. Yeah. What about efforts? I think being new gen parents like us, we do also want to acknowledge the efforts put in by our kids as well. So sometimes our children may finish 5 out of 10 tasks, or 2 out of 3, or 1 out of 3. Would that be considered as a failure if it's only 1 out of 3 completed? Yong Song, yep. Yeah, right. Yeah. And Evelyn, I can totally relate to what you're saying. Yeah, remember my girl said that her hands are tired. Yeah, even so tired that she can't lift up a pen. Yeah. So I think as parents, okay, I know it's very hard because sometimes we are very tired. We have so much worry in our head, so much priorities, so much things to handle. Yeah, like sometimes my 3 girls, they do have conflicts between siblings, and it happens every day. Yeah, so you got to deal with it, right? Or let it slide. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so hi Contest Sim. Good to see you here. I remember your name because your name is very unique, Contest. Is Contest really your name? Just curious. For Mommy Sim or Daddy Sim, sorry, I can't see whether you're mom or dad. But anyway, yes, leaving blank is what you see, but probably getting your child to highlight keywords will be a good start. Yeah, highlight keywords first. Huh? Not your name. Yeah, what's your name? Just curious, so that I can remember. Okay, up to you lah. Oh. Okay. Anyway, I think it's very late already. Yeah. Oh, I'm really surprised that this is a hot topic. Yeah. By the way, if you got anything you want to ask me besides scheduling, any other struggle that you are facing while teaching your kid, let me know leh. Hi Jane. Oh dear. Parents, while I'm a math coach to some of your kids, yeah, but here when I share, I want to share as a parent. I want to share as a parent who is there for you and can encourage you, and whatever problems that you're facing, I am facing as well. Yeah. Some of the parents say that, hey, Coach John, your kids are so lucky because they must be very good in maths. Let me ask you lah. Okay, we all of us have teachers who have taught us before, be it science teacher, math teachers, English. But does that mean that their children are also very good in the subject that they are teaching? Yeah, Contest Sim, yeah, it's recorded. You always be here. Yeah, so I do have my struggles as well. But I tell myself that I need to come up with some ways out, not just to help myself, but also to help the community lah. Things that is easy for you to learn fast also. Just like our books. Our books are created so that the parents have a guidebook in their hands, flip open, read, understand. The child flip open, start, read, understand, and then move on. Yeah. So Yong Song, you got our book right, and your child got A star. AR1, right? Yeah. So anyway, contact sim, this is recorded. So don't worry. Yeah. By the way, before I end off, any other challenges that you're facing, type in now so that I can prepare for the next sharing. Got it. Contact sim, which primary level? I think this will be under motivation. Great. Again, thanks so much for your support. Contact sim, dragon baby. Am I right? Because my middle child is also a dragon baby. A quick tip will be P4 maths is getting harder. Hey, thanks, Evelyn. Really appreciate that. Yeah, start doing. Got anything you are not sure on how to use our books, right? Post in the Facebook group. I will answer that. Noted. Contact sim. Okay. Probably we can cover motivation. Noted. Okay, Ken. Sorry, parents. My youngest is crying. Don't know who bully who lah. See, this is my life. Yeah, you can hear crying or whining. Okay. Sorry, my youngest is whining already. See, that's bully me. Okay, so I gotta go. There's conflict going on now among the siblings. Okay, take care, and then you can watch the replay. Okay, it will be here. Yeah, and another way to keep the replay is you can just share the post so that you keep it in your Facebook wall. This is what I do lah. Whenever I see a video or post that I want to refer to that later on, yeah, I will always share so that I keep it in my Facebook wall. You can do that as well if you want, so that you can refer to it anytime you want, rather than trying to visit it again. Huh? Okay, take care. Bye bye. Good night. Bye.